Bandicoot Retrospective. Press start to begin.
Well, here we are. The final game in the Crash retrospective so far. After this video, that'll be my second retrospective in the bag. Let's do this. The year is 2023, and Crash Team Rumble was just released on the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X. This is the third-party game the Crash Bandicoot series has to offer, and you know with that introduction, I'm walking in here a bit skeptical. I mean, look at Crash's two other party games. Crash Bash is a cheating mess, and Crash Boom Bang was the most confusing 3 hours I've ever wasted. So let's just say I'm not incredibly optimistic going into yet another Crash Bandicoot party game. Will Crash Team Rumble prove me wrong, or will it be thrown in the dumpster with the rest of Crash's party games? Let's find out. There actually is no story in this game at all. Crash Team Rumble is strictly an online multiplayer game and nothing else. I'm not gonna lie, this did disappoint me a bit. Say what you will about Crash Bash and Crash Boom Bang, but they did put in the effort of having a story mode along with the party games. Not a very good story mode at all. In fact, they made me want to tear my hair out, but it was still there. I don't know. As a person who grew up on single player experiences, I always really appreciate when a party game like this implements a story mode for all of us only children out there. Shoutouts to my Mario Party 4s and Sonic Shuffle. I don't know if I should praise that game. Anyway, I'm obviously not going to dock points on the game for not having a story mode. I just wanted to say my piece on it because I feel like a single player experience would have elevated this game. Oh my god. Can it be? A Crash Bandicoot party game that has good gameplay? There's no way. Let's look more into this. So the exact way the gameplay works for this game is actually way more complicated than it seems, so please forgive me if some of the details get lost while I try to summarize this game so that it doesn't become a Quentin Reviews length video. I actually love Quentin Reviews and have watched all of these videos in full. I actually helped on some of them, fun fact. Each game sees a red team and a blue team pitted against each other with one goal and one goal only in mind. Be the first team to bring 2,000 Wumpas to their bank. Sounds simple enough. What's complicated about collecting currency and bringing it home to the bank? Well, just like a bunch of crypto bros, scam artists, and late-stage capitalist billionaires, did I just say three of the same thing? The other team will do everything in their power to stop you from bringing home that bread, all while raking in their own Wumpa. What would a team-based multiplayer game be without character classes? That's right, baby, this is the Team Fortress 2 of Crash Bandicoot. Dingo Dial's the name, and this is my weapon. Crash Bandicoot, Tawna Bandicoot, newcomer Cat Bat, who actually made a cameo in Crash 4 in the 100% ending, and Spyro the Dragon, you know, from Crash Purple, belong to the character class of Scorer. Scorer's main goals are to collect as many Wumpa fruit as possible and throw them into their bank. These characters are typically the fastest runners and can hold the most Wumpa fruit at one time. Dingodile, Embryo, Femtropy, Ripperoo, and Allura belong to the character class of Blocker. Blockers can't hold a lot of Wumpa and they move kinda slow, but their ace in the hole is their combat ability. Blockers' main objectives are to try and defeat the other players. When a player runs out of health, not only do they have to wait to respawn, they lose everything they were holding. Wumpa, relics, everything. You can see how this could make bringing Wumpa to your bank very difficult. Coco Bandicoot, Dr. Cortex, Engine, and Ripto belong to the character class of Booster. Boosters don't really have stats that excel over those of the blockers or the scorers, but they are good all-rounder characters. Their primary goal is to collect items like relics to spend them on power-ups and try to gain control of every group of booster gems. Scattered around the stage, there are 2 or 3 groups of booster gems. When every gem is turned one color, that team will get boosted and their Wumpa count will be put through a multiplier when dropped off. What I really appreciate about this game is that one of the worst moves you can make as a team is to strictly play your role. Just because you're a scorer doesn't mean you shouldn't fight. Just because you're a blocker doesn't mean you shouldn't boost, and just because you're a booster doesn't mean you shouldn't score. Everyone on the team can contribute to every aspect of playing the game equally, and usually the teams that understand this are the ones that come out victorious. I really appreciate this because it makes it so one class of characters isn't neglected over the other. Not gonna have a "you should have been Mercy" situation here. Every character is just as valuable as the next, with just enough stat changes to still promote having a balanced team. It's honestly kind of genius how well they implemented these characters. Not only that, but each character has different special abilities that you can experiment with to see which character perfectly suits your playstyle the best. Personally, I really liked playing as Dingodile. So what do I think of all this?
I just think it's real swell. I give it my grade of 34.7.
Alright, all joking aside, this game actually is really fun to play. Going into this game, I told myself, easy game to record. Just play a couple of games and then write the review. Way better than Crash 4 was. The reason why I have so many video files on my hard drive playing this game is just because I couldn't get enough. I told myself, I'll just play a couple of games, then I said I'll just play until I unlock every character, and then after a while, I kinda knew I had to move on, but if I ended up unlocking Ripto, I'm sure I would have said, well, I have to get all the trophies. Hell, I was already trying to platinum this game while I was trying to unlock all of the characters. It's just plain fun. I only really have two complaints when it comes to how this game is. Firstly, I really wish there were more characters to choose from. I know this really isn't the game's fault though, we were kinda fucked out of more updates of this game after the whole Toys for Bob layoff shit happened. I'm sure you'll be hearing a lot about that on Releasing the Unreleased soon. My second complaint, and this one is more so on how the game is designed, there needs to be more balancing. There were far too many games where I was put on a team with a bunch of people either my level or a couple levels above, and we'd be playing against a team of all level 300 players. This causes a lot of games to feel very one-sided. The game doesn't really make any effort to split up the level 300 players amongst the teams. I feel like a little bit more effort put into the balancing of this game could have gone a long way in preserving the player base. With all of that in mind, Crash Team Rumble's gameplay gets my rating of an A+. So there really isn't a ton to say about this game's presentation because a lot of it is just borrowed from Crash 4 and Spyro Reignited Trilogy. All of the character models and animations for the characters were lifted straight from Crash 4. Hell, even the music is all the music from the other games. They lifted music from Insane Trilogy, Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, Crash 4, and Spyro the Reignited Trilogy. Maybe I'll redo my Spyro retrospective too sometime in the future. That means I'd have to play Hero's Tale again. Fuck. Even most of the voice clips used in this game are all just snatched from Crash 4 and Reignited Trilogy. It's all stolen, it's all borrowed, none of it's new. This is gonna be a terrible wedding. Now, having everything taken from other games is not a bad thing. This game's levels look just as good as Crash 4 at times, and they do a good job at making every stage feel completely distinct from one another. It just kinda makes the presentation very middle of the road, and it comes off as lazy. With all of that in mind, Crash Team Rumble's presentation gets my rating of a B. So there really isn't a 100% completion to this game per se. The closest thing you have to doing this is unlocking every character and max leveling them, but there really isn't anything special you have to do in order to achieve these goals. It mostly just comes down to playing the game a lot. Even a bunch of the trophies that this game has to challenge us with comes down to just playing the game a bunch and hoping that circumstances will pop the trophy during the match. Win a competitive match with every character, KO 10 enemies, bank 1200 Wumpa. All of these trophies are just getting good at the game and hoping that the stars align for the trophy to pop. So if you really like this game, you'll probably just end up unlocking everything and popping every trophy eventually. 50 brawler tokens for Ripto is a bit much though, just saying. Wow. I can't believe it. They did it. They actually fucking did it. After 27 years, Crash Bandicoot finally made a good party game. it is very clear that this game was way more focused on gameplay and gameplay alone, and boy howdy did they excel on that front. The gameplay is really fun and really addicting. The perfect way for an online PvP game to be. Would it have been better with more story and a bit more to the presentation? Of course! Do I wish this game's planned future content wasn't cancelled? Abso-fucking-lutely. For what we have though, it's still a great game. I highly recommend this one. With all of that in mind, Crash Team Rumble gets my overall rating of an A-. A massive step up from Crash Bash and Crash Boom Bang, considering both of those games were basically Fs. What a way to end the retrospective. Thank you everybody so much for watching this video, and if you like the Crash Retrospective, please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one, and hit that bell so you don't miss the next episode. We also have merch in the description below where you can get our shirts, mugs, and stickers to enrich your gameplay experience. You could also become a channel member to get all of these videos when I'm finished editing them, as opposed to when they're scheduled to come out. Now that I've finally reviewed every single Crash Bandicoot game, next week we'll be ranking them from worst to best. With that, I'm Bottles, and I bid you, my well-esteemed guests, adieu.